All right, guys, so looks like the way that we're going to do this each day is I'm going to post a video, and then you guys will have an assignment to work on that will figure out a way. For now, mostly I'll do delta math because for derivatives it has some pretty good stuff, but we'll find out a way that you guys can submit work each day as well. So just to jump into it so we make it pretty easy to start off, we're going to go back to what we last learned, and that's the power rule. So remember, for power rule, we talked about if you have a function f of x is x to the n, then f prime of x, the derivative, or the instantaneous rate of change, or the slope of the tangent line at any given point, will be n times x to the n minus 1, right? So multiply the coefficient by n and decrease the exponent by 1. So f of x equals x, then, for example, the derivative will be 1. If f of x equals kx, so anything linear like 4x or 2x or 6x, then the derivative will just be whatever that lead coefficient is, because when you decrease the exponent by 1, it becomes 0, and then you get 6 times x to the 0, which is 1, and then you just get 6. So it's just whatever value k is out front. And if you have a constant function k, then the derivative at any given point will be 0. That's because there is no exponent, there's nothing to decrease by 1, plus any function f of x equals k will just be a graph at some value, let's call it k. And what is the slope at any given point of this line? It's always going to be 0. So just some quick examples, and I know we did these, I just wanted to reiterate them. So if y equals x to the 5th, then y prime will equal 5x to the 4th. If y equals 5/8 x to the 8th, then y prime is going to equal 8 times 5/8, which is 40 over 8, x to the 7th, which is 5x to the 7th. We could do some trickier ones down here. X to the negative 5th will be negative 5, well, f prime of x will be negative 5x to the negative 6th, which, if we don't like it written this way to make a negative exponent positive, we can write this as negative 5 over x to the positive 6th, which in multiple choice it might give us that way. Then we had variables in the denominator, so y equals 1 over x. We can rewrite that as y equals 1x to the negative 1. So then y prime will be negative 1x to the negative 2nd, which, again, we don't like the negative exponent, so negative 1 over x squared. If we have that variable in the denominator, it just makes sense to move it up top. It makes the power rule a lot easier. Okay? 7x to the 1/2. Let's see. F prime of x. 1/2 times 7 is 3.5. X to the negative 1/2, which you can rewrite as 3.5 over x to the 1/2, which you can, if you want, rewrite to 3.5 over rad x. And there's a whole bunch of practice in here. Find the derivative. Let's see. Y prime equals 4 times 3, 12, x to the 3rd, plus 10 times 8, 80, x to the 9th. Then, if you have a derivative, what is the slope of the tangent line at this value? Simply plug in 2. So you would find y prime of 2 and substitute in. I'm not going to. That's a massive number. The slope is going to be enormous at that point. Now, some more tricky ones down here we could try. Let's see, let's pick one. What if we have something like this and we don't really know how to work with this yet, so instead we have to simplify. Distribute, it's 10x to the 4th minus 5x to the 7th, which means f prime of x, 40x cubed minus 35x to the 6th. All right, so basically your assignment now tonight, or today, I guess, is going to be on delta math, and it's going to be labeled 3/20. I think it's called derivatives. I'm not sure, but you'll see it on there. And you guys should have that completed. You guys can work on that now. It shouldn't be that long. It's about 10 different derivatives. 5 of them you're going to actually be finding the derivative. And so 5, find the derivative. And then 5, evaluating at given x for the derivative. Okay? And if you guys have any questions, what you should be doing is messaging me or emailing me at tnocella@sawanacaschools.org. I can help you guys out. Yep, so get that completed, and then I guess since this is Friday, we'll check on Monday to make sure they're done. I'll check in the morning. Truthfully, you should have it done by 3 o'clock each day. I believe that's what the school wants. I'm not sure, but I got to check. But Monday is fine for me. So have it done by Monday morning, and then Monday we'll have a new lesson. We'll learn the next thing for derivatives. All right, guys.